the ALDS, the Tigers. Alex, you talked about your experience with the crowd. Jesus, so loud. Huh? What was it like being at a playoff baseball game in enemy territory? Was it super nerve-wracking, or any major takeaways you had?
Forget Grant, this isn't his first playoff game.
Yeah, let's just start there. This is
in away territory.
Daddy's first playoff game.
Yeah, right. But in a
let
decade,
me just say, you could tell that this town is used to winning because
looked like a lot of empty seats.
Yeah. Well, it filled in pretty good by like middle of the game, but like at the start of the game, I'm like, oh my God, there's nobody here. It was in the middle of a workday, which I get. They also have never played in the wild card, or maybe they have once in the last 7 years. They're always just, in the LDS, and then
that would make sense.
Always in the ALCS. So I think a lot of their fans were just banking on getting to the ALCS, and then that's when they all get crazy and go.
Yeah.
But the environment was was not impressive by any means. It was loud in the ninth.
You hear that, Astros fans?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't nice. What I've learned from working here is that Houston is very, very fair weather. They're like, oh, we're great. We'll show up in the World Series, or we don't care at all until then, pretty much. That's just how their sports town is. With all their sports, that's why, like, when the Lions play the Texans, there's probably going to be more Lions fans there. They just don't care that much until they're good. Like, the cockiness, until they're in the playoffs, they don't care.
The cockiness factor you're talking about reminds me of Alabama fans before the Rose Bowl. They just had this certain aura to them that, like, oh, like, yeah, there's a football game going on. Like, I'm sure our athletes will just be out of you, and we'll see.
That is how everyone there was acting. They're just like, oh yeah, like this is like a warm up. Like they just like did not even like remotely consider the fact that they could lose. They had no intentions of losing.
That's sweet. That makes me feel better.
Like the dudes with their rally caps, they're like, yeah, guys, we've been here before. Like, come on. And we're like, and then when we were leaving, they're like, we'll see you for game 3. Like they were just so sure. Like, oh, that was a fluke. See you for game 3.
Wow.
Not game 2. We'll see you for game 3.
Wow.
Fluke with Scooble on the mound. Yeah, give me a break.
They didn't even know who Scooble was.
These people are delusional.
Yeah, I think most of the team, like the fans, think that like they know Altuve, they know Bregman, and I don't think they really and Alvarez. But after that, they're like, "Is Verlander pitching today?" Like, well, he didn't actually make the wild card roster.
Yeah, was he? He was. They showed him in the dugout after though. Do you get to sit in the dugout still?
Yeah, I mean he's on the team,
but just not. He can't be.
He couldn't play.
It's like, okay, so it's like when you're
it was like
inactive in a football
Winston showing up for when he was suspended in full uniform.
That's its own thing. That was so good.
But I think he was wearing his uniform in the first game because they like announced all the players pregame. Like the whole they announced everyone. They announced like the accountants for the Astros in the beginning. They all ran out of the dugout. I was like, what are we doing?
It's like Russell Wilson fully dressed up in eye black next to Mike Tomlin when he's a healthy scratch or injured scratch.
Well, at least he's the emergency QB. So like he could actually end up playing.
The accountants got announced.
Literally like the whole staff was
director of finance. Yeah. Him.
Come on down.
Basically how it was.
That's funny. That's a funny visual.
But yeah, atmosphere was okay. I mean, as someone who's been in the Tigers playoff game, the Tigers atmosphere was 20,000 times better. It was like standing the entire game type of atmosphere in Echo America. And these people, like, I could stand up because I was right in front of the like camera well thing. You know, it's like on an elevated surface right behind me in left field. So I could stand up. But like everyone else around me, like if people in front of me stood up, they'd look back like, oh, sorry, I'm standing. Like, well, it's playoff baseball. I mean, you can stand. I don't give a shit.
Have you watched the clip of the Bregman one that was almost a home run? Were you in that area? Because I slowed it down last night when I was watching the highlights to see if I could see you, but I could not. I didn't know if you were in that.
Like, I didn't see the clip.
If you the clip later tonight, you should see it and see if you can find yourself.
I was pretty close, but I could have been just off screen at that point.
Cleveland's going to be a zoo, so that's going to be a lot different for the ball club. They're going to have their towels ready. Did they give out towels for the wild card? Or no,
that's what I mean. Like they thought this was like a warm up for like the actual playoffs. Like they just didn't care.
Yeah,
didn't even get to see the train move.
Oh yeah, no home runs. That's crazy. If you would have told me in both games that the no Astro would hit a home run, I would not have believed you.
Every time Bregman or Altuve stepped up, I was like, oh, they're hitting a bomb right to
Their
him.
park is so small too. There's an article I was reading before the series started about how they do adjustments to people's ERAs based on how friendly of a park they are, and obviously ours are lower because we have such a pitcher-friendly park in Comerica. And they're like, yeah, their ERA would actually be this if they pitched in Minute Maid. And I was like, oh damn, there's going to be a lot more runs in this series than I think.
Last thing, indoor baseball stadiums are a no for me. They just it looks dumb. I think it looks stupid.
Outdoor stadiums
There's
for
not
baseball.
many of them, so it's pretty fair.
Yeah, it just feels weird. It's like
Open the
dark
roof
in there too. They never do. It's too hot out.
I mean this in the best way, but I'm thinking of like big picture stuff because we're new to this. We've never had to break down baseball games on this show because the team has been so horrendous. So I was thinking more big picture. The run, like it's starting to feel very real now, but it's still, as of like 5 days ago before they clinched, it's this whole thing we've been living the last month doesn't feel real. Like it feels like not to be. Not that I'm not taking it seriously, but like, I just kept thinking, oh yeah, they're having a nice run, but the Twins will probably turn it on or whatever. We'll blow it. Like, I don't think this team will actually make the playoffs. And then they do. And then I remember thinking going before game one, Alex, you're probably different because you were there. So you're going to like talk yourself into it. I
had full belief we were winning game one.
I was like, I've seen Kershaw go there and like give up a lot of runs. Like this is Scooble's biggest game. Like what if I could see Bregman hitting a home run earlier, Altuve hitting a home run earlier, Alvarez, and be like, oh shit. Like it was cool to get to the playoffs, but we're probably screwed. And I for sure thought that in the 9th inning where I was like, yep, well, this is just how it all comes crashing down.
Mark was racing in the 9th.
They win that. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like the Astros will probably win in 3 games and it'll suck. And then we just do what we did today. And now I'm just like, am I fully supposed to believe this team could make it to the World Series? Or like it feels very more real now, and I almost feel like a guilty fan for like doubting it the entire time. But I think it's fair for the last decade of this franchise. But like I was not prepared for it, and I'm still like slowly training my body to get into baseball mode. It feels like I've gone from 0 miles an hour of caring about baseball to 100, and I feel a little bit like a fraud. But I'm doing my best to learn everything I can. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys feel similar at all.
We just ran up on the back of the train and hopped on, and now it's just going full speed, and we're like, holy shit.
I feel like, oh yeah, Gritty Tigs. I've called them that forever. It's like I just learned that was a thing like 2 months ago.
When I'm watching the 9th inning in person, my nerves are like fully on tilt, and I'm like, dude, you haven't cared about baseball in like 10 years, and now all of a sudden you're just locked into a playoff game. Like this hit me right in the face. I wasn't ready for it. But we also play the most disgusting brand of baseball all time. So I think it's pretty fair to say
it's not disgusting, Alex, if it works.
No, I totally get that.
Don't have any
the only thing
how you have to play it. And I think it's better for this team that can work because we don't rely on the home run.
Which is fine. But
that's true.
Watching it, it's fair to be like, oh, like this is cool. This is great. I'm glad they're doing it. But you have to think in your head a little bit. This cannot last like doing this. But it is. I don't know how, but it is. It's a strange way.
Get the Cy Young throwing at least
that
once
guy,
a series.
When he pitches, that's
at least once a series he's going to throw.
That guy's sick. Evan, do you feel it differently? I feel like you stay more tuned into like Tigers when they've been terrible than either of us.
My mindset was a little different. Down the back stretch, you kind of talking to people that care about the Tigers too. Like Friday night was awesome. When we clinched and all those clips of that.
That was sweet.
Awesome.
That was good. I thought that was going to be the peak.
Yep. 100%.
And then that's what I told myself. I was like, all right, just win one game. I was like, all right, we have Scooble on the mound. He's fantastic. Win the first one. And I was like, this morning at work, mindset is, how are we going to manufacture some runs? How are we going to do it?
Gross way how we do it. That's for sure.
Guys on base,
we do it.
On.
We just hit singles.
And
pretty much.
One person steps up. And I think a couple of people said it best. Everyone has their game, but you don't know who it's going to be. It's not the same person over and over again. You have no superstar on the team. You have a bunch of guys just doing their job.
Yeah, it's weird.
I just don't we sold at the deadline. I remember us talking about the deadline show, and we were like,
sold Flaherty.
Our second best pitcher is gone.
So Sweeney is now our starting shortstop.
I know, who's awesome. He was such a godsend. Like, he's not amazing by any means, but like he's just steady.
There's
He
a
has
reason
moments here
why
and
we
there.
started winning right when we did was when, okay, you get Sweeney, Riley Green comes back, Kerry Carpenter comes back all at once.
Colt Keith, Jace Young comes up. Like they just, yeah. I remember that show when we talked about the lineup, but I also remember like
the,
not even that.
Little League World Series game. Come back and beat
Yeah.
the
First game I watched.
And not even though that long before then, we were sending hypothetical trade packages to the Orioles for Scooble, and we had national reporters on Scooble Trade Watch. And look at we are. I just can't believe that we went from that.
It's incredibly
ALDS.
improbable.
Well, we just advanced
Most
farther
improbable
than,
thing ever.
Well, the Royals are down 2-1. Nope, JK. Orioles lost. Royals advanced, so we got farther than the Orioles,
Wow.
who on paper should win the World Series.
And we have all these guys in our bullpen that like I know some of the names, but then they'll throw out a name like I don't know who that guy is, never heard of him. Like again, fraudulent fan that's catching up. I'm like, who's that? Oh, he's sick. It's hard to wrap my head around, but it's sweet. The ninth inning was I wanted to throw up so many times. Alex, you were there live. I don't know what the last out looked like, but on TV, Jason Hayward just rips it like good contact, and they don't pan fast enough.
Camera guy, not fast enough.
Oh my god! Like it's down the line. It's like our right fielder's running after it. Game's over, but they pan and it's caught, and you're like, oh my god, they actually just won game one.
Well, obviously, when you could hear the ball off the bat pretty clearly when he hit it because he ripped it.
Hayward too. God damn.
Everyone just erupts, but everyone's already standing, luckily, so it's not like I didn't see it. But I saw off the bat it was pretty low. I was like, I think it's going to at least hit Torkelson, like maybe in the chest. I don't know if he's going to catch it, but then he caught it, and I was like, holy shit. And then it was like dead silence. And then the guy next to me going absolutely berserk, and the Astros fans not liking that.
Unsung play of game one. The bunt that Jake Rogers fielded and got that guy out, watching that back, that is such a tough throw and like play, like spun around, fading away from first base, just a dot to torque. That was a huge play.
The mustache.
Yeah, whatever he's got going on, he's like a heartbeat of the team. And obviously, Bo Brisky coming in, shutting the door like that.
Do you know 2 years ago he could only throw 93, and now he hit 101 in that game twice?
Yeah. I'm seeing all the stats. I'm bookmarking everything. I'm like, wow, that's the more you know.
He was a starter. Now he's a bullpen guy. He's got nastier stuff now that he's in the bullpen.
I do remember him starting. That was at like our low points. He was a starter.
People thought he was going to be really good. People were excited about him.
Just found a way.
I also thought there was going to be a bloop single that Riley Green caught that was right in front of me. I was like, oh my God. Off the bat, it was like hooking around. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way that he's even close to this ball. And then it was like a routine catch. So it's like, wow, that happened like more than once. It's probably because I haven't watched baseball in a while and don't realize what it looks like anymore. Yeah, that did look like a bloop for sure. The nuts also, mustache man, Jake Rogers swinging a 3-0 pitch to drive in the first run of that game. Crazy. Yeah, crazy huge maneuver. I guess we can move to game two. Game two was like, credit to the kid from Wayne State. He was absolutely just dominating for the majority of that game. Shoving.
Thought for sure the game was over when Jackson Jobe had his moment. I guess I don't know if manager Evan was that as crazy as we all felt that it was in the moment? Because it might have been. It might have been like a.
I missed it all. I didn't see any of it.
It's a really bad spot to put that kid in.
It basically just like they brought in Jobe to pitch the seventh inning. And
top of the seventh, bottom of the seventh, nobody on, nobody out.
Yeah, bottom of seven, we're up 1-0 after Parker Meadows' home run. Brings him in, and Portnoy was dialed into the game now, and the Barstool guys, and he was like, I thought it was fair. Jackson Jobe didn't really give up any hard contact. It was just like all this like little shit that added up. That was like,
hit a dude on the first pitch of
he did hit the first
immediately came in.
He was riled up. His body got in front of his arm. Probably.
Then
was he a right-hand batter?
Lefty. He hit a lefty.
Yeah.
And then his like earpiece thing wasn't working, so then they had to like switch that out. So then they had.
I didn't know they had those.
It went like it was just a really bad spot for like a kid who's played 4 baseball games in majors.
And then they bunted and they got a single. We couldn't get anyone out on a bunt, and the bases were loaded, nobody out. They left him in. I can describe to you with my words. They had a ground ball to Torque. He laid out Evan, your guy, made a great defensive play, lays out on the edge of the grass. He has to skip it to Rodgers. It's the only play he had. He went home with it. It just took an unfortunate hop where it got Rodgers like in his armpit, like above glove side where you can get it, and it stuck there and bounced out. And so the Astros were safe. And that was just, I was like, oh, we're losing. It's 1-1, bases loaded, nobody out. We got
And
on it
a
with
pop fly.
a sack fly that was
sack
shallow,
fly.
but Veerling had to run a mile, and the fastest guy
Hesitated.
alive.
According to your
Jeremy Pena,
roommate, Evan, he was mad. Your roommate was pissed about that.
pissed about it, but
I mean,
it's
it
almost
was
like
a
Jeremy Pena
super
got a great
slight
read.
hesitation.
And then we got double play. We brought
Double play
in
was the unsung moment of the game.
we brought in, who'd we bring in there?
I don't know. That's like his only pitch, I think.
Sean Gunther came in to replace Job, and we got a double play to keep it 2-1. And then Carpenter single, Veerling single, wild pitch, Evan. First and third.
I saw one tweet that
wild pitch.
they tied it up with a wild pitch.
Insane. Just a gift from the gods that we
The
got.
two
that tied up.
Astros relievers that are their most reliable.
Not
Blew it the
reliable. I saw it was
Well,
off
they weren't
hater.
reliable today.
And then
$19 million man.
great at bats by Colt Keith and Torkelson. They both walk. Hader came in between them.
Torque's been walked
then-
3 times. For your
To
guy.
fear him.
Got a great eye. They don't want a torque bomb. They know what the group chat would have.
God, I wanted to torque bomb so many times when I was sitting out there.
We're gonna
I'm
get
like,
one at
please.
home to go to the ALCS just to walk off freaking right off the Guardians.
Oh my god! And then
We won't see it.
We'll live
in a
it.
twist of fate, I looked up the clip. I put
Wow.
something on our social media if you want to go look. How similar, anyone listening, how similar the Delman Young doubled on the line was to Andy Ibanez. It's actually insane how close they are. Andy Ibanez, bases loaded, just rips a triple down the line. Well,
Couldn't really
technically
even
a double,
see it.
but couldn't see it. I had a
I
feeling
thought it
based
was
on the
foul
camera.
when I was
You were,
watching.
you were there live, but I feel like there was no room in foul territory between that wall. So I feel like if it was anywhere closer on there, it had to be fair. It looks like there's no room between the wall
Yeah,
and
where like the
line.
ball boy is like sticking out. After that, there's a little more room, but other than that, it's like right down it. Like the Bregman
That-
one in game 1, that was just right down the line to the left, and there's like no running room over there at all.
Sneaky great thing in sports is when you're not sure if it's fair or foul and you see the point in, just the know where it's in. That's a great feeling when it's for your team.
Doesn't have to
That's
say anything,
good.
just a hand signal.
Just a hand
Good
signal. Team going nuts after that, and then they win. Then they're here. Also, Will Vest
Easy
looking really
nights.
nice.
Will
Really
Vest
nice.
from
Great
Houston.
beard.
Great beard. Great play by Parker Meadows in the 9th. Great home run by him.
The most quiet home run ever.
Well, I don't know. You mean off the bat, or what do you mean?
Like he
quiet?
hit it. I think this is when the sound was all messed up, and then I just was like, "Oh, it's gone. That's gonna go." But like no one's reacting because you're on the road. And also the Riley Green double in game 1, was that him?
Yeah.
What was that?
The ground rule double into the fence.
Dude,
or fence?
everyone in the stadium just like sat there. It was like, "Oh, that ball's foul," and like everyone's just like looking away. And then it dropped. And it was the most confusing thing I've ever seen live.
Oh, but that was the one that didn't he like hit to the sky?
It went very high.
Yeah.
That's why.
I-
Like, how did their outfielder not get there?
I don't know. We should describe to Evan what happened on YouTube TV.
Oh,
At points throughout this game, first of all, the announcers were terrible. If
so bad. Oh my
Well,
god!
it's people that don't do national games.
and
They shouldn't
they're
do
still
them.
bad. They don't do national games, but they're still
Well,
bad.
the play-by-play
They're
was the Yankees
terrible.
announcer. He doesn't want to be there.
Right.
They made some
It's-
stupid joke in the second inning, like, "Yeah, you guys have Jason Benetti all year, like you date her all year, and then we take you to prom." Like, dude, so lame.
I mean, I know baseball fans that are in the playoffs, they complain about that every year, but now it's our turn too. It's so bad. But not even that.
It's
The
because
technical
embarrassingly
aspect
bad.
was disgusting. So what happened, Evan, was at points throughout the game, one, it sounded like they were underwater, like their volume just dropped and it was all muffled. But two, which was even worse, there was audio was ahead of the video. So you would hear the glove pop of the catcher or the crack of the bat before you saw what happened live. When Jackson Jobe was like just pissing down his leg, it
That
was like you
happening.
would just you would hear the bat and you're like, oh my God, like it's either in play or foul, but I have to wait another 2 seconds to find out. It was a torture chamber to watch as it all was like crumbling away in game 2.
So that's why one company shouldn't have all the postseason games.
We're on TBS, game 1 and game 2 coming up.
Yeah, but ESPN has every single wildcard game.
But do they have any more?
I didn't realize that.
After the wildcard rounds?
I don't give a shit.
Probably
well,
not.
I do.
Probably goes
I don't
to
want
Fox.
to. I don't want to watch it. On
I want
ESPN
Joe
again.
Buck on Tigers baseball.
The
He
Royals
doesn't
know
got
how to
baseball
do
the
still.
Royals and Orioles got Sean McDonough.
No way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they did. I listened to it earlier.
Assholes.
That's sick. We probably won't get him next round because Yankees. Well, no,
We
will
have
Michael K get
TBS.
Yankees?
Mets,
that's right.
Mets and Brewers.
Charles
they
Barkley.
Have, Mets and Brewers. They have Giambi.
Charles Barkley.
He's pretty good. He's the Cubs guy. Used to be
Who's the
Sunday Night
TBS
Baseball.
baseball announcers?
None of it matters because it's during the day again, which continues to be the
It's
worst.
on Saturday.
Saturday
Is
at
it?
1 o'clock.
Is
game 1?
And then
4 o'clock on
4
Monday.
o'clock on Monday.
You can do
this
that.
Saturday at 1?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
What do you mean no?
Chris got plans on Saturday afternoon.
You're going pumpkin patch picking. You
I'm supposed to
loser.
go to a cider mill with Marissa's cousins.
Oh.
I can watch
That's
it I'll watch it there.
Yes.
Oh, dude, Curtis Granderson
Stream.
is an analyst on TBS.
He's in the booth. Him and Jimmy Rollins. Or not in the booth. They're
Play-by-play
in the
guys.
broadcast.
Do we play Sunday then too?
No, we
No.
play Monday.
During the day again?
4.
Monday
Oh,
at
wait.
4.
That's okay. I can do that.
Can you listen? Jesus Christ.
Sorry. No. Oh, we're gonna be like catching up from the LSU trip. Wait, no. Sorry, that's
No.
this Monday. I'm so lost.
Oh my God. If it goes to game
All right,
5,
Grant,
game 5 is
game-
on Saturday
Game
while we're in
4
at
is
LSU.
Thursday. You have to find a way to watch it during your travels between Detroit and Louisiana.
Could be a
So,
problem.
Evan, we're watching at a bar.
That's sick.
What time
All right.
is that game? Do we know?
Not predicted yet. Or not presented or whatever. It has only up till Tuesday.
TBD.
Yeah.
The TBS announcers are Brian Anderson, Bob Costas.
Brian Anderson's very good.
Yeah, he,
Let me
is.
see
He does
his face.
basketball.
He does basketball. He's the Brewers' main
Color
Bob
commentators
Costas.
are
Brian
Ron
Anderson also
Darling
does the
and
NBA
Jeff Francoeur.
playoff. Jeff Francoeur sucks.
Does he?
Who's
I had high hopes for
the
him.
Mets guy? Can you name the names again? Ron Darling. He's terrible.
Ron Darling.
Horrendous at his job.
And then Curtis Granderson is a color commentator for select games, so he probably won't be doing it.
Brian Anderson looks like an announcer.
Brian Anderson is good at his job. Connor would be
All right.
happy that we pump that guy up.
Yeah, we either
Okay.
have Bob Costas or Brian Anderson.
Well, Bob Costas is like the
Bob Costas
sideline
is going
guy.
to bring up the
No, Bob Costas is the play-by-play.
Shut up. He does not.
Yes, he is. Bob Costas and Brian Anderson are
Bob
the two
Costas will
play-by-play
he'll
guys.
do the Yankees game. We'll have
Bob
Brian
Costas from
Anderson.
NBC.
We have
like,
Brian Anderson, Jeff Francoeur, and Matt Weiner.
No, Bob Costas cannot. He's like a sideline. He's like
Bob
a.
Bob
Costas-
Costas does games. Just get
No
over
way.
Bob
it, Grant.
Costas, Ron Darling, and Lauren Shahadi are in New York.
Oh,
Brian Anderson,
Lauren.
Jeff Francoeur, and Matt Weiner in Detroit.
Easy.
Cleveland.
Oh, Lauren. I wish we had
Is
Lauren
Lauren hot?
Giambi. Oh, behave,
Relax.
Alex.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for Brian Anderson and did I say Jeff Francoeur?
Sure.
Yeah, Jeff Francoeur. And Matt
Guardians
Weiner.
still got Jose Ramirez.
Yes. No.
Yeah, I'm sure
yes.
they do.
Yes, they do.
They got that one. They got that one guy.
Well, the thing is, at one point
that
during the
hits-
year,
Oh, Quan hits bombs.
at one point during the year, they had the most home runs at home, and they had the best home record in all baseball.
Ooh, Josh
Because-
Naylor, tough.
Tanner Beebe will get the ball in
Because they
game one.
removed all the panels in their outfield, so there's just a wind tunnel. That's why they hit so many home runs.
Oh, you told us about this. I remember
Yeah.
the wind tunnel. It all comes full circle now. I don't know how to preview
Where are we going to start for
baseball
game one?
lineups.
It's a game
I'm
one's
worried
going to be a
about our-
bullpen game. Game one's going to be a
I'm
bullpen
worried
game.
about our. I'm worried about our pitching chaos in a 5-game series.
Yeah,
this is my
just-
projection.
Like I said, I
My
don't know how
projection
this
is
works.
game one is going to be a bullpen game, or game one's going to be Montero, and then vice versa.
And
My
then
feeling
we've
is
had
game
Skubal
one's
in
gonna be
game
a-
3 at home.
My game, yes, because that would give
Ugh, that'd be hot.
because he had 5 days. He pitched on Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
To be
Saturday,
jacked up at home.
Sunday. We have off. So
He could go
he'll
game
pitch.
2.
He'll pitch Monday. Scuba's
Game
pitching Monday
2,
for sure.
4 o'clock TBS.
I would love
Tanner
if we come
Beebe
home
for the
Oh my
Guardians.
god! Do not let the Tigers come home 1-1 for Game 3. Don't let that happen. You're gonna bury us. You gotta bury us.
That's why I think we're gonna do bullpen first game, because second game we'll have Scooble. Third game you have another off day. I think is gonna be Montero with a little bit more. Montero's only gonna go 3 or 4 innings, and then hopefully
So Tyler
you'll
Holden's
2-1.
going to start again.
Montero though, will we change it? He didn't even make the wild card roster.
Really, our rookie?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Montero and Maeda were the 2 scratches from pitching for the wild card roster.
Poopy.
I thought
Maeda
Montero
made sense, but
Maeda.
it can shift series to series, so maybe we add more pitching in since it's more games.
Well, we're not going to find out.
I think Hinch came in as light as possible with pitching, obviously, because it's only 3 games, and he went more
Position players.
bench players.
You're gonna have to add a. You're gonna have to add an arm. You have to flip flop somebody.
What do we know about Tanner Beebe?
I think, that's a name I recall from just BB is a memorable name I remember. They have
Shane Bieber.
Isn't their closer the guy the Guardians want to win the Cy Young, Klaas or Clace?
Yes, probably.
He's supposed to be. So basically, if we get to him, we might be screwed because he's sick.
Until he hasn't faced Torkelson. Grant, come on.
That's also true. The unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Beebe against Detroit has started 4 games.
What's his record against it?
He probably owns us.
22 innings pitched, 19 hits,
Tigers.
11 earned. That's pretty bad.
Oh, Scooble's on the injury report.
Yeah, he's cramping.
Day to day.
Said he's fine.
He's just cramping. He
It's
needs
so
more
freaking
water.
hot down in Houston. That's why.
This
In
guy's
game.
buns against the Tigers.
Okay, the Guardians' batting average isn't that much better.
I was just looking at that. Their OPS guys did not impress me, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't know much about baseball.
0.04 better. On base percentage, their batting average is 0.004. Their on base percentage is 0.007 better than ours.
You guys think Matthew Boyd's going to get the ball in the game too?
We should pitch.
That'd be a
We should
blast from
pitch.
the past.
We should pitch Job all 9 innings in game 1. Let him rebound.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
All right, I just looked. I don't think this means anything because I think the teams are so different, especially the Tigers back half of the year. But the Guardians won the season series 7-6, so pretty damn even.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at their
even.
team and they don't look that scary.
I don't.
They don't have a
say
superstar. They have
else.
Jose Ramirez
and Naylor and Quan.
You can watch
Quan
this game
could
on
be a
HBO
tie.
Max.
Quan could be a Tiger killer. I feel like that guy's just going to give us fits. I hate to say that
Who
now.
is going to be the Tiger killer in this series?
Steven Quan.
Nah, I don't think there is a Tiger killer in the series. It's going to be someone we
all the
really don't want it
Tigers.
to be in the next round. It's going to be like
Off the
Aaron
record?
Judge in the ALCS.
And he's
Dude, it
good.
should be a 7-game series. Come on.
I agree. But maybe not good for our pitching. We might need small sample sizes. I think this helps us. Like we
This
had
might
that
be
debate a couple weeks
if we
ago.
get to the ALCS, it might be a disaster using this philosophy.
Just give me Otani.
People are going to be tired.
Oh, Alex, professional athletes. Jesus Christ.
Remember, a few years ago,
therapy.
Gary Gillen said, you should just have 1 pitcher per inning. He's been pumping that narrative for years.
He did not say that.
Oh,
did
I
say
have.
that. Oh,
A long time ago. He's been pumping this since I was in Little League. He texted me again today and he's like, wow, my philosophy finally happening in the playoffs of Major League Baseball.
Well, the race started with the openers and didn't really work out for them.
Yeah, we are the Rays, basically.
We are Moneyball.
Yep.
We have
All right.
a fat Jonah Hill somewhere running this operation.
But his name's Sky Harris. He just does it all.
Now there's a guy helping Scott.
Hot.
Dude, I just spit on my water all over my notebook.
You did. I got your ass.
My God.
That's funny.
I need a towel.